Welcome to the Art of Examinations Business Studies, a guide to passing examinations in all levels in high school by Madenge Edward Karaoke. Action verbs 3. Number 1, calculate or compute. This means to determine the amount or number of something mathematically. From the following figures, calculate Eureka Traders' working capital and capital employed as at 31st December 2010. So, fixed assets are 480,000 shillings. 2-year loan is 230,000 shillings. Current assets are 220,000. Creditors 95,200. So working capital is given by current assets. You deduct current liabilities. So the current assets are 145,220 less current liabilities. In our case, it's creditors only, 95,200. So our working capital is 50,020 shillings. Capital employed is fixed assets plus working capital, and fixed assets are 480,000. Add 50,020, which is the working capital as we found here, which is 530,020 shillings. Question number 2. The equation given below relates to quantity of loaves demanded and quantity supplied at equilibrium point. So quantity demanded is equal to 4p plus 50, and quantity supplied is 8p plus 30. So calculate one equilibrium price. Equilibrium price is quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. So quantity demanded at equilibrium will be equal to quantity supplied. Then 4p plus 50 is equal to 8p plus 30, equating the two equations here. So we get that 50 minus 30 is equal to 8p minus 4p. Therefore, price is 5 shillings. So we have equilibrium quantity. This is just verifying using the equation, whichever equation. So we use equation 2. So 8 times 5 plus 30 is equal to 40 plus 30, 70 loaves is the quantity equilibrium. Action verb 2. Define. This means to state or describe exactly the nature, scope, or meaning of an item. Number 1. Define the following terms as used in insurance. Sum insured. This is the value for which property is insured. Claim. Demand by the insured for compensation from the insurer for loss arising from an insured risk. Risk. Perils against which an insurable risk is taken. Premiums. Regular payments made to the insurance company by the insured for an insurance cover. Question number 2. Define the following terms as used in business studies. Liability. This is a debt a person or a business owes another. Goods. These are tangible items bought for the purpose of resale or meant to be sold by a business. Trade. Exchange of goods and services for goods and services or money. Business. Exchange of goods and services with the aim of making profit. Action verb number 3. Name. This means to give a label or descriptive term to a person, item, issue, or precisely but correctly. 1. Name 4 types of small-scale retailers with shops. We have single shops, canteen, mail order shop, tied shops, kiosks, market stalls. Number 2. Name 4 intermediaries in the chain of distribution. Wholesalers, retailers, government agent, franchisee, foreign agent or representative, manufacturer's representative, local agent or representative. Action verb 4. Indicate. This means to point out or show. The table below shows some of the occupations in production. Indicate the level of production associated with each of the following occupations. Planting wheat is primary occupation. Oil drilling is primary occupation. Retailing maize is tertiary occupation. Harvesting wheat is secondary occupation or level of production. Question number 2. The table below indicates indicate whether the item represents an injection or withdrawal from the circular flow of income. Investments is an injection, imports is withdrawal, taxes are withdrawal, government expenditure is injection. Action verb number 5, distinguish. This means being in contrasting sides or showing the difference between an item against another. So match your answer as much as possible. Question number 1, distinguish between monopolistic competition and a monopoly competition. So monopolistic competition against monopoly competition. There are many sellers and producers, and here there is a single seller or producer. Goods have close substitutes. On monopoly, goods do not have close substitutes. Firms engages in price wars. Here, firms do not engage in price wars. There's free entry and exit of firms. Here, there are stiff barriers to entry of new firms. No price discrimination is practiced. Here, price discrimination is practiced. Less government control or support is seen. Here, heavy government involvement is evident. Product quality is high. Here, product quality is low or may be low. Here, less bureaucracy is in operations. On this side, has high bureaucratic tendency. On this side, decision depends on other players, but on monopoly, firms make their own or independent decisions. Question number 2, distinguish between a cooperative society and a public limited company. A cooperative has a minimum of 10 years, 10 persons required to start. A public limited company has a minimum of 7 persons required to start. Cooperative is formed under the Cooperatives Act, and public limited formed under the Companies Act. Shares are not traded at the Nairobi Stock Exchange market, but limited companies trade shares at NSE market. Cooperatives aim to render services to members. Public limited aims to make profit or increase shareholder wealth. Cooperatives are managed by a management committee. Public limited companies are managed by a board of directors. Cooperatives can be dissolved if members fall below 10. Public limited companies can be dissolved if members fall below 7. Cooperatives do not publish financial records to the public. Public limited companies are required to publish financial performance to the public. Cooperatives offer loans to members or shareholders. Public limited companies do not offer loans to shareholders. Cooperatives save and keep money for their members. Public limited companies do not offer owners any savings facilities. Cooperatives can have shareholders holding 5 or less % of the shares, whereas a shareholder in public limited company can hold even 99% of the shares or share capital. In cooperatives, all shareholders have equal rights. In public limited companies, voting rights depends on the shares held. Thank you.